Working harder is destroying your mind. You are putting in 12-hour days. You optimize every minute of your schedule. You track your sleep. You track your macros. But you still feel like you are drowning. You are falling behind. If you keep forcing output without fixing your core operating system, your ambition will shatter your nervous system before you hit 30. You have tried everything. You bought the expensive planners. You ran the Pomodoro sprints. You watched the dopamine detox videos. You took the supplements. They failed you. They failed because they treat the symptom. They try to manage your anxiety. They try to organize your panic. They do not eliminate it. You are paralyzed by an endless pursuit of metrics. You are chasing money. You are chasing views. You are chasing promotions. You tied your entire self-worth to a dashboard that you do not control. Hustle culture is a trap. It is a treadmill that speeds up the faster you run. It is making you miserable. It is making you slow. It is giving you the 3 a.m. existential dread. We are going to rewire this today. We are going to cover the neurobiology of hustle burnout. Then, we will unlock the 2,000-year-old cognitive framework that deletes performance anxiety from your brain. Finally, I will give you the exact detached execution protocol. A system you will use tomorrow morning to become untouchable. Society sold you a lie. The modern world gave you a toxic, broken equation. They told you that your value equals your output. Grind harder. Hustle constantly. Sleep when you are dead. Crush your competitors. This is a recipe for neurological collapse. Let's look at your brain on hustle culture. You attach your identity to the end result. You write a line of code. You launch a startup. You send a pitch deck. If it gets funded, if it gets applause, if the graph goes up and to the right, you feel like a god. Your brain floods with dopamine. You are a genius. But if it hears crickets, if the algorithm punishes you, if the client ghosts you, you spiral. You fall into an existential void. You question your worth. You question your path. You feel like an imposter. This is an emotional roller coaster. It spikes your cortisol. It shatters your baseline focus. You cannot do deep work when your nervous system is trapped in a chronic fight or flight response. You are terrified of an outcome you cannot control. The harder you grip the steering wheel, the more out of control the car becomes. This is the paradox of ambition. Obsessing over the finish line is exactly what makes you trip on the starting block. We think the desire for the goal is our fuel. We think the anxiety keeps us sharp. It isn't fuel. It is friction. It is a tax on your cognitive load. We need to sever the psychological link between the action and the result. We need to build an ironclad firewall between your effort and your ego. Over 2 millennia ago, a warrior named Arjuna stood on a battlefield. He was frozen, paralyzed. He was having a panic attack, a crisis of confidence. He was terrified of the outcome of the war. He was staring at the metrics of destruction. He was overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what could go wrong. Does this sound familiar? That is you, staring at your screen at 3 a.m., paralyzed by analysis. The strategist beside him was Krishna. Krishna did not give him a motivational speech. He did not tell him to hustle harder. He did not pump him up. He gave him a cognitive override. He introduced a psychological intervention. It is called Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma translates to action without attachment to the fruits. In modern psychology, this is the ultimate process orientation. It is flow state architecture. Krishna told Arjuna, "You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Kamanya vadikarastema phaleshu kadachana." Let those words rewire you. You own the code. You own the design. You own the pitch. You do not own the applause. You do not own the algorithm. You do not own the client's mood. You do not own the market. When you stop outsourcing your emotional stability to external variables, you become incredibly dangerous. You achieve high performance without the psychological tax. Your energy sustains. You become immune to failure. Why? Because failure is no longer a judgment on your soul. It is just data. It is feedback. You act out of pure, uncompromising execution. You focus 100% on the swing of the sword. You focus 0% on the crowd. If you are ready to stop being a slave to your moods, comment the word warrior below. Let me know who is really with me. Philosophy without practice is just entertainment. Let's move to the execution. I call this the Detached Execution Protocol. It is a daily sadhana, a system to decouple your daily actions from the anxiety of the final outcome. Tomorrow morning, you are going to implement 3 rules. Rule 1. The identity firewall. Before you open your laptop, you verbally state a new contract with yourself. Say it out loud. I am responsible for the input. I surrender the output. You draw a hard line in the sand. You are not your project. You are not your channel. You are the operator running the machine. Rule 2. Shift your metrics. You are going to stop tracking result metrics. No checking views. No checking bank balances. No refreshing email to see if they replied. You will only track action metrics. Did you write for 2 hours? Check. Did you make 10 calls? Check. Did you edit the video? Check. You measure the swing. You completely ignore where the ball lands. Rule 3. The 90-minute void. You will create a sacred space. For 90 minutes, you write, you design, you build. You do not look at analytics. You banish the future. You banish the past. You are a biological machine executing an algorithmic process. You are practicing active detachment. If a thought of, what if this fails, arises, label it outcome. Drop it. Return to the void. Return to the code. Run this protocol for 1 week. Your dopamine baseline will reset. You will find a cold, terrifying calm in your work. You will move faster because you are no longer dragging the heavy weight of your ego across the finish line. But building this firewall is only half the puzzle. You also need to know how to command your attention so you don't break the void. I will give you that key right now. Remember this truth. The universe does not reward frantic desperation. The market does not care about your anxiety. It rewards cold, relentless Detached competence. Emotion in execution is friction. Detachment is speed. Now that you have the mindset, you need the technique. You need to lock down those 90 minutes. You need to defend your builder zone against your own brain. Click here to watch the deep work protocol next. Shanti.